A 3-year-old girl at the center of a heartbreaking custody battle. On one side, her adoptive family. On the other, her biological father, who was in prison when she was born and now wants her back. Here's ABC's Steve Olsensami.
I want to go pet him.
Okay, well, let's go pet him.
Braelynn Dalsing is just like most 3-year-olds. She's filled with curiosity and attached to her parents.
Hey, look.
But she has no idea about the giant legal battle now swirling around her.
It breaks our heart. Braelynn is the one at the middle of this.
Hey, that's a cool one.
Braelynn is adopted. And just a few days ago, her parents were told they could be forced to give their baby girl to Andrew Myers, her biological father. He told CBS News that Braelynn belongs with him.
I really think it's time that she came home to her real family.
What's his name?
This little girl is now caught in the middle in a case that could help spell out what happens to other families in this same situation.
Say hi.
Ed and Tammy Dalsing first welcomed Braelynn into their lives in 2013 when she was a newborn.
Brought her to our house. Just a beautiful little bundle of baby.
She was born in South Carolina with cocaine in her little body. So at 3 weeks old, the Dalsings became her foster parents.
We honestly thought at the beginning we were working a foster care plan to help a mother get her child back.
But then her health issues became more serious. She needed a special helmet like this one, and as foster parents, the Dalsings weren't allowed to make these kind of medical decisions. Her birth mother, Erica Kiesler, was struggling with addiction and had to make a difficult choice.
Probably one of the hardest choices I could imagine a mother making, and that's handing her daughter over to somebody else.
To you.
To us. But she knew
I trust.
that we loved her, and she knew that it was a good placement for her, so she made a sacrifice as a mother.
In her new home with 7 brothers and sisters, Braelynn and her South Carolina family were clearly happy.
Can you say Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas.
But then, a year and a half later, a letter came in the mail.
That's the worst day I can ever remember. It was December 15th, and my husband called me and he told me that the appellate court ruled against us. And I said, what do you mean?
Braelynn's birth father had appealed their adoption, saying only he is Braelynn's daddy and the girl should now be with him in Virginia. Andrew Myers was in prison when she was born. According to court documents, he says he turned himself over to authorities for what were nonviolent crimes in the hope that he could serve his time and start raising his daughter. We reached out to Myers and were directed to speak with his lawyer, Nathan Sheldon.
From the very beginning, Mr. Myers had a plan that he should be unified with his child and that the child should be moved to Virginia.
Myers says that from his prison cell, he wrote to Braelynn and arranged for his mother to send money. But even so, a judge chose to end his parental rights in 2015 because he was in prison, had little contact with Braelynn, and wasn't directly paying child support. He and the girl's birth mother weren't married, so he had less of a claim.
You have to prove your worthiness, your fitness to actually be a parent, because being a father doesn't mean just a biological relationship, but the Supreme Court says that it's biology plus action.
Myers now says that his parental rights should never have been terminated simply because he was in jail. He was released from a Virginia prison in November, and now an appeals court is siding with him.
I've got my life together, and there's no reason she shouldn't be able to come home to me.
So now the Dalsings could lose the baby girl they've known
Hi, Daddy.
almost her whole life.
I love you.
Who's that?
Daddy.
For any adoptive parent, their worst fear come true.
I'm a 20-year Marine veteran, and I've never cried as much as I have over this.
State law does say that efforts must be made to reunite children with their biological parents.
Hold your hands out like this. On top of mine, look.
But Braelynn's biological mother firmly believes that the 3-year-old should stay with the Dalsings.
See the sparkles? Pretty, huh?
She now has regular visits, and she's gotten close with the new parents.
Who should she stay with, in your opinion?
The Dalsings. They're stable. They love her. They're financially able to do things that my family and his family put together would never be able to do. A shot at actually being something.
The Dalsings believe what's good for Braelynn should matter most, and say they have the means to provide her a beautiful life.
We've been there for her. We want children's best interest to be able to take precedence.
They filed an appeal and lost. Now they're taking their case to the state Supreme Court.
We have no plans of stopping if it does not get corrected.
You'll take it all the way to the Supreme Court if you have to.
It's going to take the United States Supreme Court to deny us.
But even if Braelynn's biological father wins, he still might not get custody.
Down low.
There's a process he'll need to get through to prove to the court that he is fit to raise the child.
Something else that we've heard is when you look at the life that this family is affording this child, it just seems that this situation is better for the child.
We're not going to get an analysis of, we can provide money versus they can't, so the child should be with us. That's not the society that we live in.
Are we going to look at parents and say that these parents are more worthy because they have more to support the child? This is supporting the right of poor parents to fight for and keep their children.
But the Dalsings say that it's not about money.
We want her to have a full, rich life. We've made it available to them that if they wanted to see her, they could.
Braelynn has spent some time with her biological father's mother, but the Dalsings say that Andrew Myers himself has never seen his daughter in person.
Wouldn't she have to move to a different state?
Different state, different people. She'd wake up and not know anything. They don't even know her favorite color. I don't understand how a judge could say that these people deserve to raise Braelynn.
The family says that the involvement hasn't been as great as you would expect from someone who really wanted to be involved in this girl's life.
We completely disagree with that assessment.
So for now, the case is in the courts, and all the adults who love this little girl, her father, the Dalsings, and Braelynn's birth mother, just have to wait. While it's not yet clear where she will call home, it's very clear that she will be loved. For Nightline, I'm Steve Osunsami in Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Our thanks to Steve Osunsami.